It was that time. As they all got off the bus, it was confusing. Izuku could still won't be quiet from the class's conversation about their quirks. A few minutes before the bus stopped, everyone would be quiet of how the boy described his quirk. Not really as an anomaly. He didn't sound like he liked it, nor if he cared about it. So you don't really care for your quirk, as Jiro would simply say. Izuku would simply shake his head, no, not really. I can probably care less for it. Do I care? The boy simply shrugged as he simply wouldn't care. He just doesn't care. The boy was simply, as they would all listen to the teenager, wondering if he was really wanted to be a hero without using his quirk. They would all finally arrive at the USJ joint. As they would all pack out, as they would see, 13 there, she would proceed to greet them all with her usual joyful ass talking about quirks. Zook would listen in the back, even though he wanted to geek out with Chaco. He just couldn't. The conversation about quirks got him thinking about his own. Simply as they would enter finally as they would all see villains. See the USJ, and they would proceed to look around for a few moments until, in the middle of the plaza, a portal would open. Portal like warp gate would open as it would open wide enough for a person to pop out. As people would start to pop in, coming out the warp gate, as simply everyone would blink as Kirishima would say, "Wow, you guys went all the way to even using fake villains too?" I saw looking down and realizing what they were. Those aren't fake villains, those are real villains. 13, protect the kids. As I was always about to jump down, it's simply would turn towards the Midoriya. She says, "Midoriya, before I go, do me a favor." The boy simply looked at Aizawa as saying, "Yes, Sensei? Don't hold back. When you hold back, you're holding yourself back. You won't move on. If you can't move on, then how are you supposed to save another person's life? Think about it. One decision, that's all it takes. To be dead or alive." As I obviously to jump right off as heading towards the takeout villains left and right. Izuku knew as I was chances of defeating the villains. You'd catch him off guard, yeah, but in a frontal assault, the man was pretty much out of place, confused, and even worse, he basically can't even fight them. So how's he supposed to defeat them if, this is what's happening. Izuku could wonder, can he really use his quirk? Simply a warp villain popped up out of nowhere as he proceeded to blabber about killing All Might. As he decided to separate them all from each other, Suzuki would fall, heading toward the shipwreck area with Suyu and Mineta. The boy would be freaking out until he's grabbed by a tongue and brought to the boat. The boy would look at Suyu as simply saying, "Thanks, I didn't know what to do there." Suyu would understand and nod as simply say, "We need to get out of here," Suyu simply says. Well, as Mineta simply says, "There's not that much I can really do." Izuku use his brain to think about an idea or a way to get out of here. I need to know your quirks. Suyu simply said, my quirk is frog. She simply says I can do mostly anything a frog can do. Jump really high, use my tongue. My quirk is pop off. Minetto pull out a ball, his hair out, where that looked like a ball, and is placing it on the side of a ship. Basically, I protrude these sticky balls from my hair, and I can pretty much attach to anything. I'm the only one who can really touch them and not be attached to. Well, you know mine. I'm a generic stockpile super strength quirk. And shifter. Monster shifter, but it's not important. The voice simply says, alright, I need you guys to do something for me. He just turn towards Suyu. Says, do you think you can jump from, well, there to the middle of the plaza, decent length from the plaza? Suyu is saying, I can jump pretty far, but to make it out of the shipwreck zone, it's going to take a lot of lift off, and I can't really get enough, well, momentum on this small ship. Izuku understands, nodding. That's understandable. Izuku simply says, Minetto simply says, so, how are we going to do this? Izuku had a plan as giving them the idea, as they would agree and nod. Izuku knew this idea was more of a plan that Akatsuki would probably pull off. As simply, Izuku would nod towards Sue as he proceeded to run, jumping on the rail of the boat and jumping into the air. Izuku charged with One for All within his hands and proceeded to finger flick as the gush of air will impact the waters, causing enough movement, enough force, and to proceed to blow him away. Suyu, using this force, will have her jump being more elevated, grabbing Midoriya and proceeding to make their way to the other side of the plaza safely and out of the shipwreck zone. Minetto says, we're out and free. As they proceeded to swim to the other side, as Minetto says, nice floaties. Suyu proceeded to slam him into the water once after his perverted comment. Izuku proceeded to look forward as simply they would proceed to get into the middle of the plaza. So the USJ, as well, seeing Aizawa with, the Hands villain. But Izuku knew he was probably the leader of this group of villains. What they call themselves is the League of Villains. Izuku knew he had one shot. One shot of them getting away. That's all he could really do. Izuku would proceed to wonder. As Suyu and Minetto would proceed to watch, as they would watch, as Aizawa's arm would be decayed, and the Nomu would proceed to slam on the ground a couple of times for extra measure. Shigaraki would proceed to say, I'm impressed, Eraserhead. You're cool, you know that? Your quirk's pretty optimal. Erasing quirks, isn't that great? But, really, it's a sucker. But, I haven't seen All Might, as Simone would say. thought he was gonna be here. Well, it'll be a real shame. Maybe we can bring him out here by piling up the bodies. Shigaraki proceeded to say, maybe he needs a bit more motivation. Maybe some of the students needs to die. As he proceeded to run towards Midoriya and Tsuyu and Mineta, they'll be shocked to see that the villain knew where they were. Shigaraki proceeded to go for Tsuyu as well, having all 5 digits, she was fearful as, well, the blows then coming closer and closer. Izuku saw it in slow motion. He could see it. He can do anything. He just stood there. As he grabbed her face, as simply they would wait. As simply Shigaraki would growl. As he would turn back towards Aizawa, as Aizawa's eyes would glow red. Red as if that identified him using his quirk, as simply Shigaraki was to say, you know, Razorhead, you really are cool. Cool in an annoying way. But how long can you use your quirk? You gotta blink eventually. And the moment you blink, this girl over here is dead. Izuku sprung to action immediately with throwing a fist, as his fist would clash with Shigaraki's face, as Shigaraki's head would swing back, as Shigaraki would take a couple steps back, as I would blink finally, as simply Shigaraki would snarl, "Why, you little shit!" As he proceeded to pick up his hand, the hand-like mask, as proceeding to put it back on his face. "You bastard. You no level, no life brat." Shigaraki will simply scowl. "You're gonna regret that." Shigaraki proceeds to say, "Nomu, take care of this little brat." As Nomu would appear right in front of Izuku, Izuku's eyes would widen. Oh no. Before he could even move, he was kicked. As we all would probably say, the boy was yeeted all the way to the stairway, smashing into it, causing debris to fall. As everyone would be shocked along with the students that made their way towards the middle of the plaza. Yarozu, Jiro, and Kaminari would be shocked at seeing one of their classmates just slam straight into the stairway. The 3 students would try to dig Midoriya out, but the debris was, a lot. Simply as Tsuyu and Mineta would use this distraction to get Aizawa and, would get him out of there. Shigaraki would proceed to scowl at this as, well, if All Might's not gonna come out at least, then we have no point of being here. Korogiri, we're leaving soon. But before we leave, we're gonna send a message to All Might. This one should be very clear. Because he wasn't here today, there'll be a couple of dead children on his lawn, his front porch. And the guilt will eat him up. The Shigaraki says, as he would proceed to say, Nomu, kill them all. The Nomu would proceed to running towards him as Momo and Momo would be shocked as she tried to create something, at least something to slow it down. She knew whatever it was at All Might's level of power. There's something that she could really do that can actually kill it. Just slow it down for now until All Might would come in. Everyone proceeded to wonder, as wondering if this was her last moment. Within the debris and rubble, Izuku could feel the Nomu coming closer. You know it. Come on. Move. Move, damn it. Why can I not do anything right? Just for once. Izuku remembered Aizawa's words, remembering how the man says just because he was afraid of his quirk, someone's life could be on the line. And all it takes is one decision. They could be dead or alive. That all depends on him. You remember 13's words saying how all quirks have the potential to be good or evil. It's the user's choice. The user's desires to use that quirk for good or evil. It's their choice, their desire. Wherever the quirk is, it doesn't matter. It's the people who matter. And if they want to become a villain, they'll become a villain. If they want to be a hero, well then, they'll become a hero with that quirk's power. I'm not afraid. Don't panic. Okay, fine. This once, I need your help. Come on. Damn it. Give me something good. I know I haven't practiced on my quirk, but come on. Shit, damn it. For the love of God. They need me. My classmates. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I wouldn't be able to live on if I could have done something. Come on, damn it, move! As Izuku's body was immediately start to shift. He can feel it. Thank you. As his body was about to change, growing larger. As his skin was about to harden, and having rock-like protrusions. As the back of his back started to grow white fur, 2 large horns protrude out of his head. As Nomu would get closer and closer. Gyros would have a gun prepared, a cannon prepared as she proceeded to shoot it, but the Nomu wouldn't slow down at all. It did nothing. Shit. As Zeo had to brace, as simply come on and say, alright, I guess this is it. Man, I don't want to die. I'm too young to die. I haven't felt the good touch of boobs. I haven't got my virginity lost yet. I haven't even been a heroine yet. Go, come on. I can't die here. Heroine, as the debris, something would burst out, slamming into the Nomu, sending it back, flying. As the dust and debris would be in the air, as simply they would cover their eyes, wondering what was that. As they would see red lightning cackle around whatever this thing was. Simply as they would look at seeing a large wolfish-like monster standing in the way between the Nomu and the villains and them. As Minato says, is that Midoriya? What the hell? Kanari smiles, saying, alright. As I simply look, being half unconscious, as simply looking, saying, he finally got through. Huh? It's about time. As he fall straight back to unconsciousness, as simply Izuku would be surprised he was in full control. He's never been fully in control when he ever shifted fully. It was weird. Simply shrugging it off. as Shigaraki blinked for a few moments, sitting gobsmacked as what the fuck? What the fuck is that thing? Korigiri. Was that on? Was that on the papers? As simply Korigiri would say, no, this was a quirk that was not registered to Class 1A at all. This is new. Or maybe you was holding some information. As Zuko proceeded to speak surprisingly, you're not getting past me. His voice was completely changed. It was animalistic, low, growl. It sounded very demonic. You're not getting past me one. I'm just gonna stop you all right here, right now. Shigaraki was simply saying, so what? You leveled up. Nomu. Put down the doggy. Izuku found that irritating as he would snarl. I am no dog. I am Stigen. What I am is Stigen. Stigen's again. I see it simply snarl as I'm only going to call it Stigen because it makes sense. I can't say the rest of the monster's name. It's hard to pronunciate. As simply as Zuko would snarl, as the large wolf-like monster proceeds to jump in, as running at high speed, as jumping into the air, as the Nomu would proceed to run at him as they would clash. Zuko proceeded to use his teeth and claws, chomping at the beast. He proceeded to go for his bicep, as trying to take a chunk out of it. The Nomu would simply grab him by the back as he proceeded to sumo slap him down. Zuko felt the pain in his back, but it was easily brushed off. As the Nomu would proceed to be grabbed, or be bit on the hand, as Zuko proceeds spinning around, letting go of his jaws, as allowing him to go flying back. The Nomu would tumble, but as hitting the fountain, and as simply the Nomu would snarl, proceed to get up. The Shigaraki say, Nomu, no more playing around. Get rid of the dog. As the Nomu would vanish completely. Zuko looking around. Shit, where did he go? Crap. As immediately he would hear someone screaming. As it would be Roses would say, Midoriya, turn around, as she would scream. Zuko would turn around, and as seeing the Nomu grabbing him by the head, as we see him slam him to the ground. As repeatedly slamming him to the ground. 1, 2, 3. As we see him throw him. Then running back as kneeing him in the back as proceeding to grab him by the tail and proceed to ragdoll him around a couple more times and throwing him right straight back towards the students as he was so flying in, smashing into the side of the hall stairway as he would collapse. Izuku would go a whimper, having dog-like whimpers coming from him as he proceeded to get up slowly. Suyu proceeded to go by his side. Are you alright? Zuko would groan. It hurts. I think he broke a couple of ribs. But I'm healing. I think I have regeneration in this form. I can hold him off for a bit longer. But I don't know how long. Whatever that thing is, it's strong. Momo says, Midoriya, you need to hold her off as long as you can. What I heard is Ida's getting help. So you need to hold him off as long as you can. Please. Izuku was slipping on the other. Rosie was getting up slowly. Get back on his feet as the wolf-like monster proceeded to run right back in, charging in at high speeds. Shigaraki was pleased, but looking at the Nomu as Nomu looking at his master as simply looking back as running towards the Stygian Zeograph. Fudge, I butchered that name again. Monster Hunter names are really complicated. Like, really. Or was it Zeo Gray? I don't know. I'm just gonna call him Stygian. And Izuku will proceed to slam right into the Nomu, headbutting it. The Nomu will proceed to headbutt him as well. As the Nomu was weaker, he could feel it. He knew it. The moment he collided with the Nomu with the headbutt, he damaged the brain somehow. Izuku knew the brain. I knew that the brain, as he would proceed to swipe at it. As his long claws would be set a huge gash on his chest, while Izuku would jump on it like a fox on the hunt. As he proceeded to tear into it, he proceeded to grab its neck, tearing it open completely. Looking back as looking at his handiwork, simply wondering if that did it. Did it at least go down? But he started seeing its wounds are healing. What? How? That's impossible. Shit. Izuku proceeded to get back into attack position as Nomu was charged. Izuku charged right back. As cackling lightning went to cackle around Izuku's body, as the red lightning as Izuku was swiped, as current electricity would cackle around as the Nomu will take the blow, but it will send a couple steps back. Shocky throw him too? What the fuck? Izuku would clamp down on its neck as proceeding to grab it, trying to hold on to it at least. So the rest of them would watching as well. Izuku fought the Nomu. Simply as maybe the rest of them would get up as a chocolate first deku. Simply as he's fighting whatever that thing is. As this is when Kirishima says, Midoriya, is that the wolf? Yeah, Kaminari says, he's pretty badass, not gonna lie. Izuku continued to fight as they would continue to clash. The shockwaves would be felt. I can feel those shockwaves from here. As simply Gasuke will simply watch as he would snarl. The nerd was holding back on him. That damn bastard. Bakugo was angry, livid, pissed. He wanted to kill the nerd himself right now. Izuku was once again thrown again, and smashed down as the Nomu would jump on him, jumping on him as putting its whole weight on top of Izuku. The wolf monster proceeds to blood as the Nomu proceeds to hold him down. Bakugo was to say, I'm going in. The nerd needs help, even though I hate the fucking bastard anyways. Inko wouldn't forgive me, as Bakugo proceeded to shoot off towards the area. Kirishima says, I can't watch Bakugo, bro, just go in there by himself. I'm going in there too. Todoroki proceeds to be watched as he proceeds to follow as well. Kaminari says, but you guys don't stand a chance. Midoriya has more powerful than all of us. And yet he can't stand a chance either. How are you? Ugh. There's no way. Zero simply says as he proceeds to pull out a cake as eating it quickly as his quirk sugar rush was kicking. I can at least help as he would proceed to say as jumping into it immediately as he would run towards the plaza, simply wondering. Gyros and Ochako proceeded to look. You sure they can actually do it? To a bit of help. That's my most ability of chocolate. I hope so. Minos, we say, let's just hope that All Might gets here, or the other pros. We really need them right now. Seriously, says, honestly, it's not so good. He's completely out still. And so is 13, that's all Chocolate simply says. We're completely stranded here. As Suzuku proceeds to try to fight back, No proceeds to hold him down as Shigaraki proceeds to walk. Well, I guess the Wolfie is lost. What a shame. I have to admit, you weren't that bad. But I have no interest in dogs. They're too hairy. As Shigaraki put all 5 digits on Izuku's neck, as immediately Izuku could feel the pain. Pain of Shigaraki's quirk disintegrating his body. Izuku tried to struggle, trying to move from Shigaraki, as simply he was about to score him as Izuku felt his quirk reacting immediately. His regeneration was kicking in. But I knew he couldn't last very long. So you have regeneration as well. As before Shigaraki finished his words, a large explosion was sent him back flying. And Tsunomu would immediately go after his master, catching him as Izuku's, the rotting flesh on Izuku's neck would heal along with the fur. Along with there too, as Izuku would proceed to go on his stomach and getting up slowly. Kachan? Shut up, nerd. And just fight, damn it. Kirishima, along with Zero, proceed to stand by as he's proceeding to look. Todoroki was represented a wave of ice, stopping the Nomu from making his way back towards them as saying, I won't hold him for long. Izuku would nod as proceeding to rush towards, as they would all proceed to rush. The Nomu would break up the ice as Izuku would head but first, charging in as Bakugo proceeded to send an explosion to the sides, distracting it. Zero proceeded to use his quick sugar rush to, try to overpower the Nomu from behind. The Nomu was trying to focus on one more than one, but it was having a hard time focusing on all these targets. It's simply Shigaraki was saying, you're cheating, Nomu. Just swat them all away. As the Nomu would proceed to throwing them back the Nomu proceeded to rush towards one of them, towards Todoroki. As Todoroki could be shocked as he tried to send a wall of ice, blocking it, but it would burst right through like it was nothing. But before it could even grab on, a large muscular hand would proceed to grab it, as everything would go quiet. Smells to say, if you harm a hair upon my students, you'll regret it. A familiar voice would turn, say, as simply everyone turned, seeing All Might. The symbol of peace finally arrived. All Might, as Shigaraki simply says, welcome. We're about to add a couple of bodies. It needs to get your attention. Looks like we got it. Nomu, get rid of All Might and make his death slow. The Nomu proceeded to backhand All Might. The two proceed to fight. All Might and Nomu proceed to trade blows. Izuku proceeded to delay as he knew he couldn't do anything more. He was too exhausted, too tired to fight. There's nothing I can do. Izuku proceeded to wonder if he could do anything, until All Might was put into a bad position, as All Might's body would be in the warp gate, as Korigiri would try to cut him in half. before that can happen, Todoroki sent a wave of ice, and Baka proceeded to give All Might enough time to recover. While the symbol of peace would proceed to fight back, Izuku decided to take on the real threat. The Nomu couldn't take orders from the Nomu was getting orders from Shigaraki, so take out Shigaraki. Izuku getting up as he proceeded to make his way towards Shigaraki. Tsuki will proceed to walk forward as Shigaraki will notice. So, you're approaching me, Shigaraki was saying. Well, Wolfie, I guess we'll just finish this little clash of ours. Izuku would snarl. You've hurt too many people today. You almost killed a lot of my friends. You're gonna pay for that. Izuku's body will cackle red lightning as One for All would cackle around him, as well as the red veins would surround us. The lightning become more jagged and more lifelike as heat will build. I'm gonna kill you and tear you apart. I'll make sure nothing's left of you. As he proceeded to rush towards, as Shigaraki would proceed to rush towards Midoriya, as the two Shigaraki would proceed to jump over the wolf. As he proceeded to try to grab the wolf by the tail, but Izuku's movements were too quick. As in its disappearance, he proceeded to reappear right behind Shigaraki, with a large claw-like swipe prepared, with a current of electricity cackling around it, as he would hit Shigaraki with the attack, getting him straight on the chest, nailing him there. As the current of lightning would course through Shigaraki's body, causing his body to shut down for a few seconds, while Izuku proceeded to use turning around quickly with his tail and bashing him, as sending him flying. As Shigaraki would to tumble and roll. Nomu would caught off guard as he proceeded to look at Shigaraki, seeing as its natural instinct would go to protect Shigaraki, but All Might would proceed to hit him with all he got. This is all I got, as All Might simply screamed. Have you ever heard of this villain to go beyond plus ultra? Hitting him with multiple rounds of punches, as proceeding to hit him with one more, sending the villain straight out the USJ, taking it out completely, and it seemed to go past to be launched straight out as once it was over. Shigaraki proceeded up slowly, with his body still cutting on and off. This can't be me, as Shigaraki would struggle to talk, his voice being raspy than before. How? You cheated. All Might was not getting weaker. You, as Shigaraki looked towards Midoriya. I'm gonna kill you. You'll regret it. As Shigaraki tried to get up, as Izuku would simply snarl. He proceeded to open his mouth, generating lightning. As the lightning would proceed to generating as a red ball of lightning, as Izuku had fully charged, swallowing the attack as simply say, die, as his primal instincts of killing everything in sight would come in, releasing the attack as the red wave of energy and lightning would proceed to come towards Shigaraki, as Korigiri would immediately appear, warping them both out of there before the attack could even make it. As a huge explosion would happen, like it was like a nuke, as a mushroom cloud would be shown. As well, where Shigaraki once stood was a huge 80-meter crater, 80-meter deep crater, as Izuku was simply breathing heavily, as simply he would snarl, as All Might would proceed to walk up to his successor. Midoriya, The wolf will growl, snarling at All Might. It's me. As the heroes would finally arrive, as All Might's figure was body and shape started to shrink, Kirishima proceeded to wonder what happened to All Might as before he can even go. Cementos would proceed to put cement, block him, and King All Might and Midoriya from, well, the other side. Izuku would rip his instance back in as Izuku would blink. All Might? It's me, young boy. As All Might would proceed to be back in his true form. The wolf boy would proceed to hold his hero eyes, simply saying, You ran off your time limit. That's reducing your power. All Might, if you continue with this, you might just die, as All Might simply says. I gotta continue, as All Might simply says. But you're already injured. And your time limit, you only have 3 hours a day. And with you going beyond your limits today, who knows how long you have. All Might salute to Midoriya, simply chuckling. Midoriya, my time was coming to an end anyways, so there's no point. There's a simple piece of simply smile, as he proceeded to giving Midoriya a smile. It's alright. As you proceed to look at Midoriya, you finally use your quirk. I lost control again. Midoriya, as All Might proceeds to put a shoulder on the wolf, on the Steelgin's shoulder, large, animalistic shoulder, as simply saying, you did well. You protected your classmates with your own quirk, with your own power, your birth power. That shows you that your quirk has potential of becoming great. That shows you more than ever that you're not a monster, you're a hero at heart. Don't think that because your quirk might make you look like one, you don't have to act like one. And if it weren't for your instincts coming in and being on guard, you would have been dead a couple of times, so I can say. You're right, they did save me a couple of times. Izuku would simply sigh as, even though I don't know how to revert back, as they were, once Izuku made it back with the rest of his class, the rest of the class would be surprised of, well, the large, beasts, as I could probably say Midoriya's size is. As they would wonder how they're gonna fit, Midoriya back in the bus. Simply as they would figure out a way, making some space. Afterwards, they made her back to UA. And after the attack, they were sent straight home. Izuku would finally revert back to normal after a while. Once he made it back to his home, he was hugged by his mother, who completely was worried to hear the news, and, UA basically gave the students a week off, if I remember correctly. Izuku proceeded to wondering about his quirk now more than ever. Am I really a monster? Am I a being of just pure chaos, or am I more? I don't know. The boy would simply wonder now, wondering if his quirk is what he really thought it was. If it weren't for that, he probably would have died. And his classmates died. And even worse, his friends. and even All Might would have probably died. One thing he did know, when he was fighting the Nomu, he was weakening it enough point to where All Might could finish it off. But if it weren't for him, a lot of his classmates would have been dead. And for once, he thanked his quirk for coming in to save his life and the others. As a week would pass, as everyone would be back at school, they were all still shaken up of what happened at the USJ. Once Midoriya arrived, Izuku would look around. Seeing everyone was still quiet, as the boy would simply sit. As immediately Kirishima would say, "How are you doing, Midoriya? You're back okay?" "Yeah, Recovery Girl said my quirk healed me, so I have a higher regeneration. And whatever Shigaraki did to my neck, it's fully healed. No scars." "Cool," as Kirishima would say. Kaminari proceeds to walk up, slapping Midoriya on the back. "Yeah, if it weren't for you completely shifting into that wolf creature, you would have been dead. What is that called anyways?" Izuku proceeded to simply say, "I just call it Stygian. But its full name is Stygian Zolgard." "Cool. Nice name." So, as Mineta was to say, "I have a question," as Mineta said. "Are you just animalistic in general? Like, crazy here and there, or you just have animalistic abilities? Or do you and the animal become one and you get its, natural perks and the time of season?" Izuku would be confused until he realized what Mineta was saying. Suyu proceeded to slap the boy in the face with her tongue, as you don't have to answer that, as Suyu simply says. Uraraka simply smiled. "You were great," as she proceeded to replicate what Midoriya was doing, as Izuku would simply blush. "I was?" Momo would walk up and say, "You were. You came and said just right before we all were gonna get crushed. I gotta thank you again, Midoriya. You're amazing," and she simply smiled. Izuku was surprised. Someone like Yaoyorozu was thanking him. It made him feel good inside. But something else within him was calling out to her. Immediately, he could hear her voice in his head. She belongs to us. She's ours." Izuku proceeded to shrug it off. "Ours? Who?" That's simply saying, as he proceeded to shake his head again. "Yeah, no problem. Anything for my friends." As simply they would smile and laugh as a voice said, "So you're all done?" They all turned to see Aizawa as Ida say, "Aizawa-sensei, you should be resting. You shouldn't be teaching right now. You're properly injured. You should take some rest." As Ida would proceed to do his chopping motions, Aizawa simply says, "If villains don't rest here, I shouldn't rest either. Alright, listen up here. We'll be hitting with a couple of things." They would all listen and sing in. The UA Sports Festival is coming up in about a week. You all have to train for a whole week to get your quirks prepared and readied up. And if you don't, well, this is important. But why would we do the UA Sports Festival if villains just attacked? As Amina simply says, "Shows our strength." It shows that we weren't affected, that we weren't badly damaged, that UA can still go on. And it shows the villains it's going to take more than just simply attacks to bring UA down. You don't understand it, not. So how does the Source Festival affect our hero careers, as Edith simply says? The Sports Festival will help you get internships, as I will simply say. If you win the Sports Festival, you'll get internships. If you don't, well, you know, you can win and not even get any internships at all, and you can lose and still get a lot of internships, maybe the most. It all depends how you actually act, use your quirks, and strategize. This is a way for you all to get your skills up and to attract the pro heroes out there to help you on your road to becoming a pro yourselves. Zuko to blink as understanding nodding. Simply now you would wonder, hope that's how it work. Alright. Now, next thing. It's time to pick your hero names. They would all, well, proceed to do their names, as I was give it to Namiri. Midnight would simply say, alright, your hero names need to show who you are. As everyone will proceed to give their given hero name. Ida would proceed to simply say his name is, well, technically Ida. He wouldn't say Ingenium because, well, he wasn't ready to take that title yet. But he wanted to simply just wanted to be shown as him before he takes up the name. Everyone was waiting for each name. Bakugo's name was, well, King Explosion Murderer. Which Midnight completely said no. Just no. It was Suzuki's turn as Midoriya would proceed to wonder if was this a really good name or not. He proceeded to get up as simply revealing his name, Dragon Emperor. Ashido would blink, saying Dragon Emperor. Izuku would simply nod, saying, yeah, it's really the only thing he could come up with. He would scratch his head as Murako would simply say, why Dragon Emperor? Hard to explain. Midnight would simply collapse, saying, that's sweet, Midoriya. As she proceeded to cuddle the boy ass, the boy would simply say, okay, I'm comfortable. But a part of him was aroused. She's also ours, as the voice would say again. What is that voice? As you would wonder. It was lunchtime as Izuku proceeded to eat. To the lunch as we're seeing the hum and satisfaction. The lunch rush. One of the best cooks in the UA. No doubt. Doesn't beat his mother's cooking though, but still second place. He proceeds to continue eating as Uraraka, as we say. So, Deku, as Izuku flinted the name, as simply his eyes would change colors from, well, emerald green to the same bright orange with a draconic slit. Chako, I would really appreciate if you don't call me that name anymore. She would simply understand and nod. Midoriya, as Edith simply says, you seem to be out of place. Izuku would blink. I am? I guess I am, as Izuku simply says. I don't think I am. Kasuya says, you're not yourself. You're not muttering that much anymore. Oh. The boy was simply saying, I guess you can say, coming close to death says, opening up my eyes a bit. You know, how I've been neglecting my quirk in more than one, and neglecting myself. He proceeded to look at his hands as opening and closing it, and he would simply sigh. There's no way I'm going to be doing this. As he proceeded to hold his head as, nah, he would simply wonder, it's alright, calm down. Otaku says, so, Midoriya, she says, having a hard time calling him that as Suzuki proceeds to look at her. I know you're uncomfortable calling Midoriya, but I just can't be called Deku. Part of me still steps it as a way of, it's the name of a hero, but another part of me just hates it. More like probably my quirk hates it. Or, no, not my quirk. Part of me hates it. I know I do. My quirk just brings it out. It's just focusing on my emotions, trying to help me cope with it. Ochako simply say, you say it was an insult that Bakugo gave you. Yeah, what I said, it was an insult. It was an insult. A pretty big one at that. The boys simply proceeded to continue to eat. He simply looked at Ochako, simply saying, so you chose rarity? She proceeded to say, nodding at her hero name, and say, yeah, it makes sense. My quirk and, my last name, it had the perfect touch to it. I have a question, Azuki says, so why did you become a pro hero anyways? Uraraka would simply look away, saying, it might sound a bit selfish, but it's for the money. Just blink for the money? Uraraka simply says, yeah, my family is not that wealthy, and I want to give them a better, life. I want to help my parents, but they really just want me to focus on school. So I'm becoming a pro hero for them. Hoping that it can actually at least help. And I know it doesn't sound that heroic and all. Izuku says, no, it's perfect. I know, it makes sense. You want to feed your family, make your parents proud, get them in a better place. That wouldn't hurt. What about you, Sue? So you proceed to think about it as, I wanted to become a pro hero for, the same reasons that she said in the canon. As Izuku look at Ida will simply say, well, believe it or not, I'm from a hero family, and I want to continue that honor. Izuku proceed to wonder, saying, yeah, I noticed something about it. Are you part of a rich family? Izuku simply says. Ida would proceed to look away as Izuku's what to think about Ida's quirk. Something about Ida's quirk and his costume is so familiar, but where he doesn't remember until it clicked. You're Ingenium's little brother? Ida was simply looking at Midoriya as he proceeded to shush him down as shushing him as saying, yes, I'm Ingenium's little brother. No wonder I remember. The Ida family. Wow, Ida, that's awesome. Uraraka He must have a lot of money, as she simply says. Yes, as the simply says. I want to uphold my family's legacy. See, and hold it up for as long as I can. This is understand and not. It's understandable. It's simply would say, what about you, Midoriya? Me? I just want to become a pro hero from the very beginning moment I could ever talk. Well, for a long time, really. I guess you could say it was because of All Might, or just maybe the undying will of just not think anything else. Maybe that's part of my quirk, because dragons just won't part with any of their treasures. Rocco would understand or not. Yeah, you seem like a really greedy dragon, as she simply chuckled. I'm not greedy, I'm, normal. Normal as a dragon can get. The three would chuckle as simply the understanding as standing as they would all proceed after the lunch time was over, heading back to class. Class was over afterwards as everyone proceeded to come out the door as single other classes staring at them. Izuku wonders, why are they all staring at us? They're scouting at the competition, as Bakugo simply says. They looked away at us, as Bakugo simply says. What are y'all staring at? Bakugo simply scowled. If y'all want to get a good look at the number one pro hero, be my guest. As Ash Blonde Bomber proceeded to leave, Kirsten was sorry about that. As see it all, everyone proceeded to disperse as simply as you could watch. They were all scouting. The voice slips says they were scouting for the Way Sports Festival to see what they were up against. Izuku turns to see Yaoyorozu right beside him as Yaoyorozu. She simply smiled as Izuku blushed, turning his face away. Shit, they were. I don't get it. If they were scouting, then why didn't they not at least make it through the hero course? Like a point, or maybe just they weren't ready yet. And what happens if one of them wins? One of us will be switched. Depends. She simply looked at Midoriya. She simply saying, "You'll train right, Midoriya?" Izuku would blink as saying, "Yeah." She simply smiled. "Well, I know you do well in sports festival." Izuku blinked. "How do you know?" "Well, that's obvious. If I remember correctly, dragons have an undoubtable will of proving those wrong of them. It might seem weak and soft outside, but really you're a roaring dragon flame ready to be released on your opponents. I can see it in your eyes." Izuku would blink as she simply smiled as, leaning forward, kissing him gently on the cheek. As she simply smiled, and that's for save me again. She simply walked away as Izuku would hold his cheek as being surprised. "The girl just kissed me? A girl just kissed me?" The boy would proceed to fall back as being shocked. "A girl just kissed me." As he smiled as a smile that was true. A true smile. He proceeded to clutch his face and snouse. "I'll keep that promise." "Undoubtable will, huh?" "Undoubtable."